Hey, Dan, I have a question for you, quick one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Charitable gift annuities, do
Yes.
you make it a contribution once, or can you steadily increase it over time?
Oh boy, we wish you could make it more than once. The government doesn't, the IRS doesn't allow that. But what you do though, but here's what you do. Here's what I've done. I'll just tell you what I've done personally. You make several. So what I would tell people is that if this is something you want to continue to use to build up your income, then you set aside a little money and you do one, and then you set aside a little money and you do another one. And it actually is better to do it that way anyway, because there's no fees involved. It's not like you're getting feed to death or anything like that every time you do it. So what ends up is you have a series of contracts. Now, and that way you can spread out the income better. You can say, well, that first one I did, this is what I've done, and I've spread it out over 6 different time periods. So what you do is you can say, well, I'll take the income on this one when I'm 62. I just did another one. I'll take the income on that when I'm 68. And the next one I do, I'm going to take the income from that when I'm 71, or so on and so forth. You can do whatever you want there. But it kind of ladders it out, which is a much better strategy anyway. As a matter of fact, we've had people that come to the foundation just last year. I'm thinking of 2 in general that wanted to do a charitable gift annuity with a considerable amount of money. Now, in both cases, we told them it was, kind of too much money because of how much it was in relationship to their entire portfolio. But what we did with what they did put in is we did 4 separate annuities. Even though it was done at once, we did 4 separate annuities for that reason, so that they would have the options of when to draw that income on 4 different contracts. So that would be the way to do it. But we wish that the IRS would allow a 30-year-old person to open a charitable gift annuity with X amount of dollars and every year contribute to the same charitable gift annuity. I mean, it might be easier, it might make a lot of sense, but they don't allow it. They do allow it within a charitable trust. You can open a charitable trust and you can put $50 a month in, for the rest of your life if you want. You can do that. With a charitable trust, but that doesn't always work out as well. That's a good instrument. You just need more money initially to do a charitable trust than you do need to do a charitable gift annuity. So, hopefully does that answer your question? Go ahead.
If you're laddering it out like you're saying, as you do each contract, does the contract before that cease, or is that income added to the previous?
No, it's added to the previous.
Okay.
Yeah. So that doesn't. So you could end up getting 6 checks. Now I don't. The AFA Foundation probably combine them for you if you wanted to, but they would. You would end up getting a check for every contract.
All right. Now, in your opinion, what is the minimum you would use to open to gift in a charitable?
Yeah. I can't really say, Lynn, and I'll tell you why. Because it's totally dependent on the circumstance of the person. I mean, you shouldn't. I mean, the minimum would be a couple $1,000s. Would be just a minimum just to make it. That makes sense if you're laddering it out. A couple $1,000s at a minute. You can do anything, but. I've had people that want to do a certain amount of money that I've talked to, and I said, no, I wouldn't do that. How about half of that? Or it really depends on the circumstances. What I've always encouraged the AFA Foundation, and what I always have done, and I've been recommending these for people's portfolios for about 25 years. And, what I've always said is that I want to avoid the situation where you'll get a person that is just not thinking through and putting way too much of their estate or portfolio in it. There are some people, single, never married, no heirs, no children, no pensions, no other income, whatever, then it's appropriate to put a lot more in for them. But for most people, it is just a percentage of everything they own. So obviously, everybody's percentage is bigger, or smaller than some other people. So I want to be definitive and give you an exact answer. I'm sorry I can't do that, but if you call the foundation and they put you in touch with me or they talk to you through it, call Riley or Diane over there, and they'll help you through that and give you some thoughts on the minimums.
Okay, that's good.
All right. Thank you, Lynn. Hey, I appreciate the call, brother.